Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Higher Certificate in Law 2020. I am Negrokosa, and today we are doing Paralegal Studies. Introduction to Paralegal Studies 1501. Okay, guys, I am still urging you to please subscribe because there is still more to come of this revision. Today I will do the long questions. Then next time I am going to do the multiple choice questions because I can say that a few of you are struggling with their long questions. The MCQ, it's not very hectic. So I'll start with the question that says, what is a paralegal? A paralegal is a person qualified through education, training, or work experience to perform legal, social welfare, or related work, which require a basic knowledge of the law. The person may be community-based, employed by a legal practitioner, a law firm, governmental institution, non-governmental organizations, corporation, or any other entity, and may be supervised by or work under a legal practitioner in performing work. That is the definition for a paralegal. The next question says, list 5 characteristics of a paralegal. A paralegal is not a legal professional. A paralegal has a basic knowledge of the law. A paralegal obtained his or her legal skills and knowledge through education, training, and work experience. A paralegal works under the supervision of a legal professional. A paralegal can be employed at different places. Or maybe I should have numbered them, but no, man, you understand everything. Okay. Which 3 ways can a paralegal obtain the legal knowledge and skills needed to carry out their work? 1. Formal education programs such as a paralegal diploma. 2. Informal training programs such as workshops offered by organizations involved in the giving of legal advice. 3. Work experience, learning on the job. Okay. The next question says, list 6 places where a paralegal can be employed. Law firms, community-based organizations, trade unions and labor law consultancies, service organizations, government institutions, corporate institutions. Advantages of paralegals. Okay, I'm sorry. What are the advantages of paralegals? Or why do we need paralegals? The question can come in 2 different forms, but it needs one simple thing from you. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm saying it needs the same answer from you. Okay. Paralegals are less expensive than legal professionals. They are situated in areas where there is a great need for basic legal advice, but not many legal professionals. They are trained in areas of the law that legal professionals traditionally do not receive training in and do not practice in. Paralegals are often part of the community they serve. Paralegals are more approachable than a legal professional. Paralegals have more skills to resolve issues without resorting to formal legal procedures. Paralegals are better equipped to function in dualistic legal system. Paralegals are more focused on a holistic approach. The last one. Paralegals play an important role in the empowerment of the community through community education. General duties of a paralegal. Paralegals investigate matters, collect evidence, and carry out research. Paralegals draft court papers for lower court procedures. They assist people in obtaining access to social justice. They refer cases to the appropriate organization. Paralegals assist in the development of community organizations. They organize community development initiatives and engage in legal advocacy. Paralegals negotiate and mediate disputes in the community. Discuss the role of paralegals in South Africa with reference to the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa 1996. Okay. Section 9 of the Constitution. Section 9 of the Constitution provides for the right to equality before the law. Oh, yeah. Section 9 of the Constitution provides for the right to equality before the law and the right to equal protection and benefit of the law. Section 35 of the Constitution provides for the right to legal representation for any arrested, detained, and accused person at state expense if such a person cannot afford to pay for the legal representation. This section refers to criminal matters only. Section 28 of the Constitution. Section 28 of the Constitution provides that children also have a right to legal representation in civil matters, matters where no crime is involved. For example, divorce proceedings. Okay, guys, I am sorry about that. Oh no, my pen. Okay. Let's continue. What are the duties of a paralegal employed in a law firm? Paralegals act as interpreters and statement takers. They prepare simple general legal documents. They monitor cases. They perform conveyancing tasks. They give advice or simple legal inquiries. Question. Duties of a paralegal employed at a legal aid board. Okay, the question should be, what are the duties of a paralegal employed at a legal aid board? Screening of clients, opening files, capturing data on files, drafting legal opinions on simple matters, drafting referral letters, conducting prison visits, dealing with inquiries at court relating to delays, court documents and court dates, and other administrative duties. What is the role of legal aid board? The legal aid board deals mainly with criminal cases where a crime has been committed and family law matters such as divorce. What is the main purpose of community-based organizations? The main purpose of community-based organizations is to provide basic legal advice to poor communities who otherwise have no access to legal services. The paralegals in community-based organizations are mainly called upon to give advice on social welfare, pension benefits, the right of people living with HIV and AIDS, basic employment issues, family violence, and land restitution. They also provide the community with basic education concerning their legal rights and how to exercise these rights. Okay, let's proceed with our questions. The question says, do paralegals enjoy formal recognition in South Africa? Motivate your answer. Your answer should be no, because there is no formal recognition for paralegals practicing in South Africa. When we say that paralegals are not formally recognized, we mean that there is no law or policy that officially acknowledges the role of paralegals in society. This also means that the rights and obligations of paralegals are not regulated by any law or policy. Next question. Discuss the unresolved issues related to the formal recognition of paralegals in South Africa. Sorry. Number one. Okay, the unresolved issues around the formal recognition of paralegals. Number one, regulation of paralegal work. 2, minimum training and experience required. 3, overlap with legal work reserved for legal professionals. 4, right of appearance of paralegals. Guys, you need to check this on your study guide on page 20 to 21. I cannot discuss it. It is there. You need to check it out on your own. I don't have time to explain everything. So just simply check it. The next question. What are the 2 main associations for paralegals in South Africa? And motivate your answer. Okay. Number 1, National Community-Based Paralegal Association. The National Community-Based Paralegal Association is a national network of provincial paralegals association and was established the answer should be the main focus of the National Community-Based Paralegal Association is to promote access to justice and to advance human rights. Number 2, and National Paralegal Institute. Okay, the main function of NPIs are to represent all paralegals in South Africa, to develop uniform standards and in respect of the training, qualification, and certification of paralegals, and to assist with fundraising for paralegal advice offices. Okay, guys, here, I think the question should be, what are the 2 main associations for paralegals and in South Africa? So the answer should be National Community-Based Paralegal Association and National Paralegal Institute, which is the NPI. Then the question can proceed and say, what are their main functions? So you are going to explain what I explained. The main function of the National Community-Based Paralegal Association is to promote access to justice and to advance human rights. The NPI, which is the National Paralegal Institute, is to represent all paralegals in South Africa, to develop uniform standards in respect of the training, qualification, and certification of paralegals, and to assist with fundraising for paralegals advice offices. Yeah, I think that's how I should have stated my question. I'm sorry about the shuffling. It is my study guide here. Okay, next question. Discuss the general approach and attitude of a good paralegal. You should prepare to go the extra mile. You should be committed and diligent in the execution of your duties. You should know and understand the values underlying the organization of the firm you work for. You should always make an effort to develop your knowledge and skills. Okay. And how can you always make sure how can you always make an effort to develop your knowledge and skills? You can identify the areas in which you still need more knowledge and skills and put time aside to research these areas and discuss any uncertainties you may have with a more knowledgeable person. Always ask questions if you are uncertain about something. What are the National Community-Based Paralegal Association main objectives? The development of uniform standards and training for paralegals, human rights education of the greater public, the development of a code of ethics for paralegals. List 10 particulars that must be recorded on the instructions sheet of a new file. Full names and identity number, residential and work address, home, work and cell phone numbers, fax number and email address, occupation, addresses of family members and friends, type of case, description of the legal problem, advice and suggestions given to the client, actions to be taken on behalf of the client. Discuss guidelines that should be followed when dealing with telephone calls. Prepare yourself before making any telephone call. Introduce yourself to the person on the line by giving your name and organization and telling them on behalf of whom you are calling. Tell them in clear terms why you are calling. Only act within your instructions. If you do not know the answer to a question, inform the person that you first need to check with the client and you will call back. Be firm about your client's rights but remain polite. Okay. List six particulars that you need to record after a telephone call. Date and time of the call, the matter in respect of which the call was made or received, the person you are speaking to, the organization they represent and their telephone numbers, the reason for the call, the outcome of the call, your name as author of the note or record. When writing a letter, what are the most important things that must be included? A letter should always contain the following: the sender's name, address, and contact details, the date of the letter, sender's and receiver's file reference, receiver's name, address, and contact details, how the letter will be delivered. When delivering the letter by email or fax, include the email address and the fax number. Include a subject line that gives a summary of what the letter is about. Signature, name, and position of the person writing the letter. What is an affidavit? An affidavit is a statement made in writing which they swear is the truth before a commissioner of oath. When you have to prove certain facts and you have no document proving your age, you can prove your age by making an affidavit in respect of your age. List three persons which can be regarded as a commissioner of oath. The following persons can be a commissioner of oath: magistrate, bank manager, lawyer, certain priests and social workers, certain members of the South African Police Services. Okay, let's quickly go to the next question. Okay, let's do this. Sihle is one of the paralegals who work with who works at a law clinic. She always complains that she can never remember what happened in a case or find the information she is looking for, even when she has the specific file in front of her. Draft a list of guidelines that Sihle can use to improve her skills with regard to case recording and record keeping. 1. All documents and notes related to the case should be stored in a file. 2. Never write on the original document. 3. Notes should be written in a neat and legible handwriting. 4. The file should be organized and neat. 5. Never give anyone any document without keeping the original or a copy of the file. 6. No man. 5. 6. Yeah. All documents emailed should have the email printout stapled to the document and filed in the file. 7. All documents should be bound in date order with the most recent document on top. 8. Record keeping and the filing of documents should be kept up to date. 9. All documents faxed should have the fax confirmation stapled to the document and filed to a file. Sometimes it may be, that's 11. Sometimes it may be necessary to keep certain documents separate in the file and to make subfolders. Okay. Give definitions for the following bookkeeping terms. A. Income refers to all the monies received. Expenses refers to all monies paid out. Balance refers to income minus expenses. Withdrawal. This term entails taking money out of an account. Deposit entails putting money into an account. Okay. Guys, I can see that there are calculations here. I am going to do the calculations together with the MCQ questions because I think they are going to be shorter. So I will be able to do the calculations here. So this one is going to be a bit longer, so I won't have the time to do the calculations here. We're going to do them together with the MCQs. Okay. Differentiate between negotiation, mediation, and arbitration. Also explain how your approach will differ in a negotiation and mediation process. Negotiation is when two or more people or groups who are in conflict meet with each other to try and agree on the best way to resolve the conflict. Mediation. This is when two disputing parties agree to ask a third person to help them resolve the dispute between them. Arbitration. This happens when two disputing parties request a third person to resolve the dispute between them. The arbitrator acts like a judge. Okay. Now I am going to answer the question that says, also explain how your approach will differ in a negotiation and mediation process. Okay. What's this now? Okay. In negotiation process, the parties try to find common ground, and the process is between the parties in conflict, while mediation involves the resolution of a dispute through the help of a third party. The third person is referred to as a facilitator. In mediation, the facilitator listens to both sides and help come up with a resolution that will benefit both parties, whereas in negotiation, it is the parties who are in dispute that come up with the best possible solutions and agree on it. The solution must benefit all parties. Okay. Next question. List 5 steps that you will follow to prepare for a negotiation. 1. Identify the issues. 2. Define the objectives. 3. Determine the mandate. 4. Select a negotiation team. 5. Research the other side. Okay. Let me look at this quickly. What is the formal process for a formal mediation? Okay. 1. Introduction. 2. Opening. 3. Case statements. 4. Identifying issues not in dispute. 5. Consideration of possible solutions. 6. Reaching an agreement. 7. Close mediation. 8. Evaluation. Okay, guys. What are the general guidelines for a workshop? Or the question may also say which guidelines should be considered when running a workshop. All the participants must understand the aim of the workshop, build on the participants' experience and understanding. Formal training should be kept to a minimum. All the participants should understand the language used. All the participants should participate. Participants should give feedback. Okay, excuse the shuffling sound. All right. What are the main 4 things that must be considered when preparing for a workshop? 1. Aim of the workshop. 2. Participants. 3. Venue and time. 4. Content. Okay. Facilitators. Language used. I'm sorry about that. I was still checking. Training material, training methods, and language used. No. That's all. Mm, guys, you need to check all this on page 60 or page 59, starting from page 59, because I cannot explain everything right here. So just check the training materials. What can be used as training materials in a workshop? Training materials can include the following: pamphlets, booklets, and handouts, images, diagrams, charts, newspaper and magazine clippings, codes, and maps, videos, photographs, and slides, textbooks, notes, and training manuals. Okay. Discuss training methods that can be used in workshops. Go around, wheels, icebreakers, expectations, expectation sharing. This is on page 62. You are going to check the the definitions and explanations and discussions on that. Okay. What are the methods? What are the training methods that can be used when working with a large group of participants? Okay, guys, this is for large group methods. Né? We can use lecturers, large group discussions, sharing experiences, case studies, plays, role playing, debates, buzz groups, and wills. Then we can use small group. We can use these methods for small group discussions, facilitation, floating, reporting, go around, problem solving, and yeah, that's all the methods that we can use. So now we are going to look at the principles that must be kept in mind when working with and facilitating small groups. Explain your role to the group and keep to your role. Oh no, sorry. Set the group in a circle or in any other way that ensures that a good discussion can take place. Hey guys. Let the group members introduce themselves to each other. Ask whether any interpreting is necessary and get an interpreter if necessary. Let one group member take notes of the main points to be reported back to the main group. Explain the time constraints and how much time each group member has in which to share their views. Do not enforce your own views and ideas. Make eye contact with a group member when he or she is speaking and show that you are listening to what he or she is saying. Do not use a patronizing, aggressive, or intimidating tone with any of the group members. Encourage different opinions and ideas. Ensure that each group member has an opportunity to participate and that other group members do not interrupt them. Answer any questions and explain any difficult terms or concepts. Ensure that everyone understands one topic before moving on to the next. Ask the group members taking notes to check whether everyone agrees with what he or she is with what he or she will be reporting to the main group. Okay, guys, that is the end of our study guide. Next time I am going to do a video on the MCQ questions. This was the summary of the whole study guide. Then I will also try to answer some previous question papers. I have already started with that, but I have only answered a few and still have a long way to go with many more question papers that I need to answer. But I think we can work with what we have right now. The only thing that is left out, which I think is important, is the MCQ questions. So please guys, just use this for now, and please share the link to this video and this YouTube channel to everyone that you think is going to be needing this information. Share this with the relevant people. Guys, we are doing this so that we can all pass. I am just helping you to get on with your studies so that we can be future lawyers and advocates. Okay guys, from me to you, it's goodbye, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for your time, your appreciation, your likes, your everything means a lot to me. Thank you very much.